Hi everybody, welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Jocelyn Mementa. Teresa has a day off. We've got a great show for you. Coming up, Dr. James Delfino, the president and the director of Connecticut Disc and Laser Therapy Centers, is here to talk about his book, Non-Surgical Solutions to Today's Chronic Conditions, and also to talk about his approach to healing using laser therapy. And on Stage 8, it is Cinderella with a Halloween twist. We'll give you a preview to the family-friendly musical, Cinderella Skeleton. And I'm here in the kitchen with Roberta Lombardi, the owner of The Elegant Occasion. It's always great to have you.
How are you?
We're, of course, talking Halloween. With Halloween
my time
coming
of year.
soon. It's my favorite time of the year, too.
Very excited.
You have kids, I have kids. You have a lot of things planned that night?
We have a lot of things planned that entire weekend, various parties and celebrations, and then of course at school there's the parties in the classroom and the big parade at school.
Gotta make sure you
and
have
then
the
that
costume.
Night, the big and then the big night.
Do you get dressed up that night?
I don't.
You don't?
I put all my efforts into the kids' costumes.
Well, you also put a lot of effort on your food.
Yes.
That night,
yes.
you actually cook up a great batch of
chicken chili. Beef and chicken chili, but today I'm going to show you the chicken chili. I like to invite my neighbors in as they trick or treat, and the kids all go out as a neighborhood together.
If that's the case.
Come in, you have a glass of wine, a bowl of chili, you relax, and it's
spoil
festive.
your neighbors.
It's festive.
It is festive, but it's great. It is a great time to see your neighbors because everybody stops in and this fabulous food. And you're going to share this recipe with us?
I'm going to give you this recipe. It's delicious.
Oh, of course, everything you make is delicious. Anyway, I can't wait. Take a look at this camera over here, Roberta, and tell everybody what they need to do.
Sit back, relax. You're having lunch with style.
When we switched our car insurance to Amica, I knew right away we'd found something special. My wife called for a quote, and when she got off the phone, she said,
"Okay, I'm impressed. They explained everything."
When you call Amica, we'll take the extra time to ask questions, find out what you really need, and explain your options. Making sure you have the right coverage is just the beginning of a great customer experience.
So the next day, I tell this guy at work I'd switch to Amica, and he says,
"Great company. They found all these ways to help me save money."
Call Amica now and ask about our driver rewards program, accident forgiveness, and all the other options that can give you bigger savings and better protection.
So about a year later, I got into an accident. When I got to the body shop, that guy told me,
"Oh, you're with Amica? Oh, they're the best. Oh yeah, they're really going to take care of you."
So call Amica now and make the switch. You could save a lot of money on auto insurance. Call 877-78-AMICA.
You want something different? Something better? Call Amica.
Hey, this is Johnny Mac from Barberino Nissan. I have a question for you. Do you have a job? Do you have $199? Then I can sell you a new car. That's right. If you have a job and $199, I can sell you a new Nissan today. No reasonable offers will be refused and no types of credit will be refused. Our goal is 100% credit approval. So, if you have a job and $199, you call me right now. 8675-309. That's 8675-309.
Barberino.
Connecticut Disc and Laser Therapy Center specializes in state-of-the-art technology designed to treat conditions without surgery or medication. The president and director, Dr. James Delfino, is also the author of Non-Surgical Solutions to Today's Chronic Conditions. Dr. Delfino joins me now. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
What are some of today's chronic conditions that you are seeing?
Well, the majority of the practice focuses around conditions that normally don't respond to conventional therapies. We tend to focus around patients that have really chronic conditions that have not responded to physical therapy, even chiropractic care, medications, and even surgery. So we actually target that patient population because of the technology that we have is designed to help those patients that normally don't respond to those methods.
And do these patients come in complaining about really severe pain?
Absolutely. I mean, patients that are coming in that have tried every medication, may have already had surgery, patients that have had rod and screw fusions in their back and things like that, that they're cases that have just been almost given up on or hopeless at that point.
Now, in your book, you talk about non-surgical treatments. What are some of them that you offer?
Well, one of the major therapies, along with non-surgical spinal decompression, is what's called laser therapy. And we actually have a laser here today to discuss that.
And we'll look at that in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And these are treatments that you want to use to try to avoid surgery.
Exactly, because surgery should always be a last effort, we think. And certainly if there's things out there to actually help heal a condition, get rid of the pain and inflammation that people are experiencing, that should be the best alternative, really to look into those things before, undergoing a more surgical intervention.
What other treatments do you offer at your center?
Well, we offer chiropractic care, but we also offer non-surgical spinal decompression, which is actually a surgical replacement for lower back pain. Patients that have chronic herniated discs, bulging discs, may have already had back surgery. This treatment actually heals those conditions. We also offer laser therapy, which actually heals conditions too, for a much a larger scope of different problems.
And this laser technology that we want to talk about next is MLS Class 4 laser technology. What does MLS stand for?
Well, MLS is actually originally from Italy, and MLS stands for the multi-lock system, and it's actually a combination of two laser therapies all in one. There is a continuous wave and a pulsed wave, and why someone would want to know that is that a continuous wave by itself actually generates heat, and unfortunately that heat, even though it feels good, doesn't penetrate the tissues as well as we'd like it to.
So that's the first penetration.
Right, but because this is actually using two lasers together, we can actually get deeper within the tissues and heal a lot of different conditions a lot quicker and a lot faster because of the combination of those two lasers.
How warm is that?
It's absolutely no warmth at all.
Really?
There's no thermal value at all. There's no pain, no downtime, no contraindications, and no side effects.
Now, you can tell it's robotic.
It is robotic, and that's what is the cutting edge of this type of technology, why it's magical and revolutionary, because instead of having a technician actually do a therapy on you and have to, worry about how good they're doing if they're focusing on one area more so than another, because it's all mapped out in the laser itself, there's over 30 to 40 different pathological conditions that if a patient comes in with cervical arthritis, if they come in with lumbar back pain, if they come in with a rotator tear, we can actually...
Or a knee issue.
Or a knee issue, arthritis of the knee. We can actually target and put into the system that particular condition, and it actually blueprints and maps out that treatment for us, and it's all done on its own.
We actually brought the laser here, as you can see. It's right next to Dr. Delfino. We also have an intern with us, Derek, and Derek's going to show us exactly how this works. Derek, if you can help us out, as Dr. Delfino explains. So basically, it maps out?
It maps out or blueprints the condition. So you can almost see a little bit of a red laser light that's showing on his arm and hand right now. But what that's doing is it allows us to actually map that condition out, locate the areas that we want to treat, and then when we actually start the laser, it does it all robotically on its own.
So how often would somebody need this type of treatment?
Yeah, and that's a very good question. And really, unless the patient comes in and gets a thorough evaluation, can we determine exactly what their needs are, how chronic their case is, if it's an acute injury where they might have just had a sprain or strain yesterday, or they've been suffering from arthritis for 20, 30 years. But typically, on a general consensus, anywhere between, maybe 8 to 12 short visits is really what they need.
And the success rate?
The success rates are astronomical. They're over 90%. And you can't get better than that.
So will the patient see some kind of improvement maybe after the first or second time?
The majority of patients will see results within the first few sessions, and there are some patients that I've been amazed that have had results after one.
Amazing. All right. Now, if you want more information about Connecticut Disc and Laser Therapy, all you have to do is go to their number right there. It's 203-922-9277. And it's located in Shelton, or you can also go to CT-DiscCenters.com. No dashes, sorry. Visit CTDiscCenters.com. All right, Dr. Delfino, thank you so much for being here. And Derek, thanks for your help.
Thank you, and we'd like to offer, the first few callers, if they're interested in a free evaluation, we would certainly offer a free evaluation to see if they're a candidate for the laser treatment.
Very good, and that phone number again is 203-922-9277. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Roberta Lombardi from the the elegant occasion shares her recipe for a spicy chicken chili when Connecticut Style returns.
If you're between the ages of 40 and 85, call 1-800-248-9700 now to find out more about Funeral Advantage. The average funeral costs over $9,000, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. Call now to learn how Funeral Advantage helps protect your loved ones. It pays up to $20,000 cash immediately for funeral and any other expenses. You must be age 40 to 85 to qualify. It's easy. No physical examination is necessary. And coverage starts as soon as you're accepted. To get free information about Funeral Advantage, call 1-800-248-9700 now. With Funeral Advantage, your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. You'll also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes, so everything is done just as you'd want them to be. Funeral Advantage pays up to $20,000 cash to your family when they need it most. To get free information about Funeral Advantage and its benefits, call 1-800-248-9700 now. There's no obligation. Call now.
On Halloween night, when neighbors come by to trick or treat, our next guest likes to invite them in for a warm bowl of something delicious. Roberta Lombardi, the creator of The Elegant Occasion, likes to teach people how to entertain and create positive memories for your family any time of the year. It's always great to have you with us, Roberta.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, Halloween, you invite everybody in?
Well, you know, the neighbors, the people that live in our area that we know, and the kids are friends. And, you know, with everybody's busy lives, you think you see your neighbors a lot. You really don't, because everybody's scattered, going their different ways. So it's a nice night. They're out. Everybody's in a good mood. They're with their kids. And it's fun for the kids.
Absolutely. And you've been doing this recipe for how long now?
You know, I've made it for several years. It's a great dish to bring to somebody's house. So every once in a while we'll switch off with whose house we're going to go to. And this is what I bring, because it's a little different.
And this is a chicken chili.
Yes.
Is it spicy?
It can be.
It can be.
I find that I add just enough pepper to give you a little bit of heat in the back of the throat, but not so much that the kids can't have it.
Right, because as you say, you serve it on Halloween now. You want to make sure the kids like it too.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, what are our ingredients?
Okay. In here I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 large onion chopped, and a few cloves of garlic. And I just sweated them out, let them become translucent.
I love that term, sweat. You just want it clear, right?
You want the onions clear. You want all their flavors to release into the olive oil. And I'm adding a red and yellow bell pepper that I've just seeded and chopped up. You really
sneak in the veggies, don't you? Because the kids don't get enough of it.
Sure, and it's what makes it so hearty. Now I also have a poblano pepper. Okay. Poblano peppers are right from Mexico, also called the pasilla. They're green, heart-shaped, usually very mild, but I do want to caution you that every once in a while you can get a hot one. So when I'm chopping them up, I always taste test a little bit just to make sure that, you know, I didn't get something that tastes more like a jalapeno.
So did you already put some in there?
Now they're all in there.
Okay.
And this is just gonna all come together for a few minutes, and I'm going to add my spices. Now this is where you can season to taste. So I have 1 teaspoon of chili powder. I have a teaspoon of ground cumin. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. There's your heat. There's your main heat. So if you want it hotter, add more. You want a little bit less, add less. And then I have a 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. Coriander actually comes from a plant called the coriandrum, and that's where we get the cilantro leaves. So the leaves are the cilantro, and the seeds of the plant are the coriander. And it's spicy, and it's nutty, and it actually has a bit of a citrus flavor to it. Perfect in a dish like this.
It smells great already.
Just coat all the vegetables. 2 teaspoons of salt. And now I'm going to add a 28-ounce can of plum tomatoes.
There you
go. You want to pour it in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ready?
Yes. 28-ounce can of plum tomatoes, yes.
Okay.
That I have pureed because I don't want the pieces of chunky tomatoes, but you can certainly use a diced tomato, a 28-ounce can of diced if you'd like.
Yeah, because some people do like their tomatoes chunky.
Right. And 1 can, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, like a Hunt's tomato sauce. And I'm going to add to that a 1.5 cups of water. And now I have a can of white cannellini beans. They're creamier than a red kidney bean. And
can you do the red kidney bean?
You could, of course you could, but I think it pairs up nicer with the white meat of the chicken. And a can of black beans that I've drained.
I love black beans.
I love black beans too. So now we're going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add my chicken. And all I did, it was so easy, is I took some breasts. Well, I took some breasts with the skin on, bone in, rubbed them with olive oil, salt, pepper, and thyme, and roasted them in the oven for 30 minutes. Let them cool and shredded it up. Now, if you want to do something even a little more,
this is the part I like.
Go buy a rotisserie chicken.
Exactly.
And just shred that up. And it's different because I think a lot of times you have a chicken or a turkey chili, it's ground meat, where this you have the texture of these nice meaty pieces of chicken.
And while you're doing that, what's happening with your cable show?
Well, I have a Thanksgiving episode airing in November where I do basically every side dish you can imagine for Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm really excited about that, and I share with you my table decorations and traditions that I have with my girls.
You're on how many?
30
now.
towns. Yeah,
this is
I
great.
know, it's grown. It's great.
And also on Connecticut Magazine,
Connecticut
you're going to be
Magazine.
in the magazine.
Yes, it hits newsstands on Tuesday, and it may be in your mailbox if you're a subscriber to it already. And I'm sharing with you my holiday entertaining tips, and they're also going to give you my pecan cranberry turkey dressing on their website.
And this is a dressing that you always make?
I love this dressing.
Yes,
love it. It's made with a whole grain bread, pecans and cranberries and macadamia nuts. It's really delicious.
All right. Back to your chili.
All right.
You also brought along some cornbread.
I brought some cornbread because gotta have cornbread with chili.
And did you make this too?
I made that as well, and this recipe will be provided on your website.
Yes.
And they're really moist and they're light because I use egg whites.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to add
our chicken.
Now I did 2 really large chicken breasts.
Okay.
In this recipe, this would serve 6 if it was your main course. So this is going to cook, and then I want you to taste it when we come back to the kitchen.
So on Halloween night, you must make a ton of this.
Yes, but I also make the beef. So everybody has a little something, and you know what else I like to do is maybe throw in a pot of like a chicken soup. So if you don't want the stew, you don't want the chili, you have soup, a little smorgasbord comforting.
You have cornbread, you've got all different types of artisan breads.
Right, and then, for the kids, I do a favorite cookie. And this year I found these adorable little Halloween clothespins that look like witches or ghosts or goblins. Yeah. So wrap them all up pretty with the Halloween clothespin.
We actually have a bowl of the chili right here, ready to eat.
Right here.
And what are you going to do to it to just finish it off?
Well, these are the toppings my family likes. So I have manchego cheese, a sour cream, the fresh cilantro, jalapeno jack, some scallions, and of course, if you want some added heat.
Oh, yeah. All right. Roberta, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And happy Halloween to you.
You too.
We're going to try this later in the show.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Great. To learn more about Roberta, you can always check out theelegantoccasion.com. And we'll be right back right after this with the story of Cinderella with a Halloween twist. Don't miss it.
Get your tough questions ready, because it's time once again for Ask the Governor. Your voice, your chance, your questions. Send them to us now, then watch Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. on News 8. Hey Lisa in Colchester. Wow. Hey Teresa in Shelton. You should go pro. Hey Jerry in Milford, Terry in West Haven, and Everett in New Haven. We love what you do. Thanks, and keep sending us your pics through Report It.
I was hit by a cop car, and that's pretty much all I remember. There was a lot of paperwork, a lot of medical bills, and the insurance that I had for my job, they was giving me like problems.
Trantolo and Trantolo. Let our family help your family.
Mr. Transolo, he took care of all the insurance and all the people who was making my life a little bit more harder.
I have some tough questions for you. What if another disaster, like we've seen here and other places, were to happen again in Connecticut? What if you couldn't leave your home? What if you had to leave your home? What if it destroyed your home or hit you close to home? Would you know what to do? Learn to live prepared. Go to ct.gov/dph/prepare.
Cinderella Skeleton is a musical that takes the traditional Cinderella story and resets it in a magical graveyard. It is based on the award-winning book by Robert D. Sansucci. Bert Bernardi and Jimmy Johnsmeyer are the co-founders of Pantrocino Productions, a nonprofit theater company, and they are here to tell us more about this. This is great. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
All right, we all know the story about Cinderella, but of course you guys have a different twist to it.
Right. This one takes place in a frightfully delightful graveyard where everyone's a skeleton. So it's a little different, perfect for Halloween.
You guys have been working on this for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, we've been in production for about 2 months now, you know, getting our sets, costumes, publicity, everything together. So, and it all comes together tonight.
You created a lot of the costumes.
Yeah, I built all the costumes. I have a little shop attached to our house that I sit in there at night and then build the costumes for the show, do the wigs. So it was really fun to see it all come together.
They are eye-popping costumes.
Are they scary looking?
No, they're not scary. They're really sort of fashion-forward. Project Runway should be jealous.
Really? Oh my goodness! But you're also part of the show, aren't you, Jimmy?
Yes, I play a character called Tall Bony Jane, one of the stepsisters. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. It's even more interesting up against my stepsister, who's about 5 foot. So.
Bert, how big of a cast are we talking about here?
It's a cast of 14. We have actors who come in from New York City. We have a lot of local talent right here from Connecticut. We have one of our actors comes all the way from New Orleans to be in the show. We even have an 11-year-old girl from Milford who's joining us in the role of the spider.
And you're also, of course, you've written some of the lyrics, or most of the lyrics?
Right. I wrote the script and the lyrics.
You wrote the script and the lyrics.
My musical writing partner, Scott Simonelli, did an awesome job on a sort of a light pop rock score with a few power ballads in there. It's a great,
It must have been fun
score.
for you to do that.
It was. Well, the book also is very inspiring. It's a rhyming book. So there was a lot of great words that I could use and fit into songs.
This is for all kids of all ages, right?
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Moms, dads,
Family
love it.
affair.
Bring the kids, bring the grandparents. There's something for everyone.
And we're going to have a performer join us in a few minutes. And who is this performer?
This is Mary Mannix, who plays the role of Cinderella Skeleton.
Oh, I've always wanted to play Cinderella. She's going to be Cinderella Skeleton. We want to tell everybody exactly when this is happening. It's happening this weekend. Let's put the information on the screen right now. Cinderella Skeleton. And it's October 28th, 29th, and 30th at Arts Hall, 55 Audubon Street in New Haven, or you can also go to CinderellaSkeleton.com for more information. So now, take it away, and let's introduce our performer. She is
Mary Mannix, and she plays Cinderella Skeleton, and she's singing If I Could Go to the Ball.
All alone in my crypt, I am once again gypped, for I'm banned from attending the ball. Stuck inside of my tomb, I am gushing with gloom, for without him, I'm no one at all. If I'd only the chance to embrace him and dance, I am certain a new life would start. The others would see that he's meant just for me, and I'd have what is left of his heart. His heart. If I could go to the ball, just think how happy I would be. If I could go to the ball, he would be mine. If only me at the ball, and then the whole wide world would see the prince and me at the ball, and how we'd shine. But there's no sense in dreaming or plotting or scheming. It's easy to see that I'm stuck, while the others are dancing and laughing and prancing. Look at me, I'm dead out of luck. I'm trapped here forever, the prince is a never. I guess it was not meant to be. Wait, what am I saying? I'm going on praying. The prince is the answer for me. For me. If I could go to the ball, just think how happy I would be. If I could go to the ball, he would be mine. if only me at the ball. And then the whole wide world would see the prince and me at the ball, and how we'd shine.
This is the text my daughter was reading when she drove into oncoming traffic.
The next generation Da Vinci SI robot-assisted technology is now at Middlesex Hospital, where in the hands of our skilled surgeons, it's taking minimally invasive surgery further than ever before, including a treatment for lung cancer and a revolutionary procedure for sleep apnea. Best of all, it's putting patients at ease with less scarring, less pain, and less time away from the activities they love. Middlesex Hospital, technology with a human touch.
Hey, this is Johnny Mac from Barberino Nissan. I have a question for you. Do you have a job? Do you have $199? Then I can sell you a new car. That's right. If you have a job and $199, I can sell you a new Nissan today. No reasonable offers will be refused and no types of credit will be refused. Our goal is 100% credit approval. So, if you have a job and $199, you call me right now. 8675-309. That's 8675-309.
Barberino. This is a text message that caused a car accident that changed my life forever.
We're in the kitchen ready to have this fabulous chicken chili that Roberta has made for us. But before we do that, we also want to tell you about a great Halloween show that Teresa and I have planned for you. We picked out our costumes, and we want to say a special thank you to Characters and Costumes in Guilford. Also want you to know they're accepting gently used children's costumes for those in need this Halloween. The store is located at 260 River Street, Guilford. Place the costume in a clear plastic bag with the size, and if it is for a girl or a boy, clearly mark it on the bag. Characters and Costumes will then share it with shelters in New Haven. It's open every day till Halloween, but bring in those gently used costumes in by October 29th. Okay, we are ready to try this out. And
some toppings.
Really quickly, Bert, what time does the show start for Cinderella Skeleton?
Friday at 7:30, Saturday at 2 and 5:30, and Sunday at 2 p.m.
Very good. And Doctor, that phone number is 203-922-9277 for free evaluations. Very good. Okay. You guys got it. Here. Come on, Jimmy. You got to have one. All right. Yeah, try it and let me know what you think. Recipe, again, will be on our website.
With the cornbread.
Yes. Roberta, thank you for this fabulous food.
Great. See you soon.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm hearing delicious back here.
Really good.
Thank you all for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye-bye.